And we should be aware of all the three models: FC, ESXi, and NFS. If someone is using FC storage, we should know what are all the components involved, how the architecture will be, and if you want storage from the SAN array, what are all the technical things that we need to perform. If someone uses ESXi, same thing. We should know the entire architecture, components, and how they do. NFS, same. So that's why we will discuss all the three architectures here. The first one is FC, fiber channel storage. Fiber channel. All the components, this adapter, this cable, this switch, cable, this adapter, this SAN array are made up of fiber devices, made with fiber devices. Okay, fiber compatible devices. Okay. All adapters, cables, switches, arrays, etc. are made fiber. And we know in the fiber media, the data transmission will happen in the form of light, right? So the fiber media, the data transmission will happen in the form of light. So that's why we get very good transfer rate. If a virtual machine is here and its VMDK file is here, if there is read and writes happening from here to here, if that virtual machine wants to place some data on its hard disk, it has to send from here to here. The data transmission from here to here, it will happen with the speed of light because the media is fiber. Okay, if you see old telephone cables, right, it will be small white cables will be there. Same thing here, same material. Okay, fiber devices. We will get good performance here, and it will be too costly as well. That's why we get good performance, and it is costly solution as well. So normally enterprise level organizations, very huge organizations used to purchase this model and use FC storage. But now with increased competency, lot of storage companies are there right now in the market. Competition is increased. FC and next level storage, ESXi, right? Both are almost same price. That's why FC usage is more right now in the market. Okay. So these adapters, cable, switches, cables, adapter, again this array, everything made with fiber. We get very good transfer rate from here to here, but it is too costly as well. Whoever has enough budget, they will only go for this model. But right now, even small to medium companies also buying FC only because there are a lot of storage companies offering for very less price. Earlier, it was only EMC who was quoting like whatever the amount to say for SAN array, people used to buy because there was no other option, only one manufacturer. But now there are many companies. Okay? The prices are reduced. With the price of ESXi, people are getting FC itself. That's why FC usage is more, around 60% is FC only. Some 20-25% NFS. ESXi usage is very, very rare. Fine. So then if someone is using FC, this adapter is called HBA. HBA1, HBA2. So host bus adapter. Host bus adapter. Same like your network interface card on your laptop where you connect to internet cable, right? It will also will have an address called WWN. Very, very important. WWN. Worldwide name. It's a number, but people call it as name only. Worldwide name. It's a unique across worldwide. It's unique address. Here people will follow. This is hexadecimal. Hexadecimal unique address. Okay. 0 to 9 and A to F combination will be there, and it will be unique across worldwide. Okay. It will be unique address across worldwide. We'll see how they maintain uniqueness. The first half of the code will be company serial number. Okay. I'll show you how it looks like. It will be this long. It will be like this. And in this, the first half of the code will be manufacturer's code. Let's say if Cisco is manufacturing this adapter, IEEE will provide one code to the Cisco, and this is Cisco code. All the devices, all the HBA cards manufactured by Cisco will have the same address from the first half of the address because it's company code. Okay. So they maintain uniqueness with this. This is company code and this is serial number of the device. Second half will be serial number of the device they manufacture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the adapters which are manufactured by Cisco, this address will be same and this will be different. If you get a two Cisco HB adapters, this first half will be same, but second half will be different. If you take one adapter manufactured by Cisco, another one manufactured by different company, this will be different. This may mean same or maybe different also. Okay. So that's how it will not match anywhere in the world. They maintain uniqueness. Worldwide name WWN. It has very important role here in the storage connectivity. We will understand that. So every HB adapter will have one WWN address. Okay. And we will connect storage using this WWN. So every ESXi machine, each ESXi machine will have two HBAs. That means two WWN address we get. Okay. So one here, one here. It will be connected to storage switches, to the storage controllers or storage processors. Storage processor A and B. Okay. Fine. No. So we need to talk to the storage team here and ask him, like, we need some storage on the ESXi to create virtual machine. We need some space from the storage array. So for that, we will talk to the storage administrator. So after these physical connections, he will create a partition here. So out of 200 terabyte, he'll make whatever the standard within that organization. Let's say 4 terabyte. He'll create one 4 terabyte partition. There is no file system yet. It's a raw partition. Okay, and it's called LUN, logical unit number. This is also very important. Logical unit number. Okay, LUN. It's a raw partition. There is no file system yet. No NTFS, no EXT, no VMFS, nothing is there. Okay. Now, then we have to provide WWN address to the storage team, asking them to connect this LUN to the ESXi host. We'll give the technical steps also. Once the physical connections are done, we have to provide the WWN address from the both adapters, copy and send it to the storage team. Ask them to attach two 4 terabyte LUNs, 2 into 4 terabyte. So they will create two LUNs, each one of 4 terabyte. This is also 4 terabyte LUNs. And they will present via this SAN switches, they will make it visible to the ESXi host. Okay, via SAN switches, they will present the LUN. Physical connections are done, and now logical configuration is also completed. Storage team will present this LAN via storage switches. Now this ESXi machine will see these two LANs, 4 terabyte and 4 terabyte. Now can I create virtual machine directly on top of it or not? Is it possible or not? It's visible to the ESXi host. LAN is visible to the ESXi host. Can I create VMs or not? And this is still LAN. So no is the correct answer. Yes. It's not possible to create a virtual machine now. Directly select virtual machine and create like this. It's not possible. We'll see why. Raw partition. There is no file system created yet. So ESX cannot place any new data here. It should be, what is the file system here? If you want to read and write from ESXi machine, what should be the file system? It should be formatted with VMFS. Okay.
Yes.
Once you format from ESXi machine, once you format this LUN, it's visible right now. You can format with VMFS file system. Then it's called data store. LUN formatted with VMFS file system is called data store. It's not a new word. It's like split into two words. Store data. We are using this partition to store our virtual machine data. Once we create a virtual machine, we will be placing it here. Its hard disk will be located here. Okay. We are using this partition to store the virtual machine data. So that's reverse. They made it as data store. It's not a new word. Okay. Store data. We're using it to store data. So it's called data store. A LUN is a raw partition. Storage team will call it as a LUN only. There is no file system created. And once we format with VMFS, we will call it as data store. Same partition. We call it as data store. They call it as LUN. Okay. Now we'll see here on our ESXi machine how it looks like. Okay. So select the ESXi machine. Now in our lab, okay, we have already informed to storage team to add some LUN. So we'll see they said it's added. Here, click on new data store, VMFS. Here you can see if it is added, but it's not visible. We will rescan once and see. Right click, storage, new data store. There are three LUNs are visible, 30 GB, 105 GB and 30 GB. Three LUNs. I'm not proceeding further, cancelling it. If you go to data store, those will not be visible. These are different. 50, 105 and 271. These are different. Apart from these three, there are three more LUNs attached. Okay. Capacity is different, 30, 30 and 105. Now, if you want to place any virtual machine, these will not be visible. If you see 30 GB, right? There is no 30 GB data store. These are already formatted with VMFS partitions. The ones we see from here, which are just presented but not yet formatted with VMFS. If you want to place any VM on top of it, it's not possible because it should be formatted with VMFS, then only we can use. Okay. For that, what are the technical steps needed to attach FC storage? We'll see. First step, VMware team. Share the WWN address to the SAN team. You have to share the WWN address to the storage team. Second step, the SAN team will work here. We don't need to worry about it. Create a LAN, do zoning and masking. We'll see. So, if you need storage partitions from the storage array, first we have to share the WWN address. Very common interview question. Okay. So, if you want to add storage or if you want to create data stores, what information will you provide to the storage team? WWN address. Okay. So, we have to get the two WWN address from these adapters. There are two adapters, right? Both address you have to share. If you share only one, they will present that LAN via one path only. If there is a problem tomorrow on one of the path, it'll be disconnected, right? Storage will be disconnected. Even though we have two connections, the LAN was visible only via one path. So that will be a mistake. So you have to share the both WWN address. Here also will have one WWN. Here also will have one WWN. You have to share both the WWN address to the storage team. If you want to share, you should know where you can get from the ESXi machine, right? మనం వాళ్ళు పంపించాలంటే ఎక్కడ ఉంటుందో మనకు తెలియాలి కదా. Okay, so here. Select the ESXi machine, go to configure tab, storage adapters. Under storage, you can see storage adapters. You can look at identifier and WWN will be listed there. Just you can copy from there and send it to the storage team. So we'll see. Select the ESXi machine, configure tab, under storage, storage adapters. Here there are multiple adapters, right? From if you see here storage adapter, there are 4 adapters as of now. So here look at the identifier column named as identifier. Look here from top to bottom, all the 4 adapters. There is no address, there is some address, there is no address, there is no address here. Adapters with no address you can ignore. They are default adapters for local hard disk. You can ignore them. Okay, there is no physical adapter to go and connect a cable. There is one address visible. This is the physical adapter presented in the storage server backend for the storage connection. In real time, there will be 2. Here we have only 1, and also address is different. It's not hexadecimal address, right? So in our lab, there is no FC storage. Okay, it's a ESXi storage. That's why address is different. But you get the WWN address here. Okay, that I'll show you how it looks like in real time because WWN we cannot get it here. From the vCenter, if you see, it will be like this. Okay, this is still old. It is showing WWN. It will be identifier latest version. These are from directly from the host there.
നിങ്ങളുടെ കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിൽ എത്ര സ്പെക്ട്രം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടും കാര്യം
Here it is not listed. This is from other view. Here also it's not listed. Okay, like will. Okay. So here we are looking at ESXi, right? Same way. Here you can see WWN address, but here in the 6.7 it's identifier. Here it is showing WWN, right? This was old view, old version. 5.5 they are showing. Okay. So it will have address like this that you can see from here. We cannot directly copy from here. Select this adapter. If you go to properties, here you can see it's the same address. Here you can right click and copy. Here if you right click, nothing will be there. Okay. The same address you can copy from here. Right click, copy, and paste it in a notepad and send it to the storage. But both adapters you have to copy. We copied from one adapter, right? Select both one adapter at a time, copy and send it to the storage team. Once you send WWN address, storage team will create a partition here. They'll create two LUNs, 4 terabyte each. Then they have to present this LUN via this storage switch. They will log into the storage switches using command line tool. They will log in and run some commands. It's called zoning. Once they do that, the LUN will be visible to all the servers. If there are many ESXi machines, the LUN will be visible to all the servers. It will be visible to this server and it will be visible to this server as well. Okay. But we want to connect these two LUNs to only this host. That's why we have shared two WWN addresses. But now these LUNs are visible to all the three ESXi hosts. But we don't want to do that. We want to connect that on only one ESXi machine. Then again, they do masking. When they do masking, right, they will make it visible to the only WWN address that we have shared with them. Okay. So they will run some more commands to make it visible only to these WWN addresses. That means these two HPs. Others cannot see now. Fine. So other ESXi machines cannot see these two LUNs now. Only this ESXi machine can see both the LUNs via both paths. From here and from here also they can see. Now each LUN how many paths will have from here? There are two paths from here. To reach here, total how many paths are there? 2 or 4. I'm giving you clue directly. 2 or 4. From ESXi machine, if I want to reach this LUN, look about this diagram only. There are only lines are there, right? Okay. 4 paths. So every device will have 4 paths. Even though we have only 2 HBS, we get 4 paths. One is like this, another one like this 2. That means from here also it can reach. And from here like this, and from here like. So total it will show 4 paths. We can see in existing learners. Yeah, 4 is correct. Can see here right now, right? So number of paths it will show here itself. Here we have only one, right? So that's why from server to storage we have only completely one path. That's why it's showing. Okay. So there should be 4 paths to each server, and here itself you can see. Yeah, here you can see. Total 6. 6 LANs are connected. 6 targets and total 6 paths. Okay. So once they do masking, the LUN will be visible. If you want to create virtual machine now, it's not possible because it is not yet formatted. Okay. Then we have to format with VMFS. That will be VMware team task again. Create a data store. Okay. So for that, go to ESXi machine, right click on it, storage, rescan for storage, again right click, storage, new data store, select VMFS, select the LUN, enter data store name, select VMFS version, older version or newer version, allocate space, next. This is the way we create data store. This is very important. In day-to-day job, maybe once in a week you will be doing this, creating a new data store once in a week or mostly once in a month also. Depends on how fast your organization is going. Once these data stores are full, again we will talk to the storage team, ask them to create one more LUN. Okay, so one more LUN. Share the WWN address. Now they don't need to do any joining and masking. If they'll create a LUN and they will add it to the existing group, it will be directly visible to the host. Every time they don't need to do joining and masking. Joining and masking they do only for the first time. Okay, and next time onwards they will add it to the same group. It will automatically visible. Once they confirm that they are done, then we go on to the ESXi host, rescan, and then create data store. Fine. So
Hello.
now, yes, please.
Sir, can we attach both the LUNs at the same time?
No, that's what I'm coming now. It's not possible both at a time.
Okay.
One at a time we have to do. If there are multiple, one at a time. We have to do.
And what about the ESXi? Will it have only two HBS?
ESX will have,
Only two HBA adapters.
yes, minimum two. There is a possibility of four as well.
Okay. So we only provide only two HBAs
Yeah,
to the SAN team.
correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Minimum two will be there. Very few cases there will be four also. In that case, we share four as well. Very
Okay, sir.
critical
Thank you.
projects. Yeah. This is presenting the the logical configuration on the switch. Even though the physical connections are completed, the LUN will not be visible. If they create new LUN here, it will not directly visible. They will do zoning. That means the zoning means they will log into the switch and allow this partition to be visible to the whoever is connected to this SAN switch. They run some two or three commands so that this LUN will be visible via this path to the targets who are connected here. That's zoning. They will just run two to three commands. That's it. They call zoning. The actual thing is it will be presented via the SAN switches to the ESX machine who are connected here. It will be visible to both the ESXi machines now. But our requirement is to connect to only one host. Now it is visible to both the hosts and they will run some more commands called masking. In that command, they'll do some syntax, right? So in that syntax, there'll be some command and our WWN also they will add. That means this LUN should be visible to only that WWN address. Others, it should not visible. So as of now, we have shared these two WWN address. So masking, like placing a mask, not to be visible. Okay, hiding from others, visible to only this host. Mask them. Unnecessary host should not see it. Okay, yeah. It's a logical configuration on the SAN switch to make the storage visible to the ESXi host. What happened to the vCenter? I think it was restarted. We'll wait for a moment. So from this point of view, like in interview, they'll be asking only one question here. Like, if I want to connect FC storage, if you want to new learn from the storage team, what information will you provide? WWN address, and you should be knowing the path where you can copy it. And we should know how to create it. In day-to-day job, it will be 2 minutes task only. We'll just go to the ESXi machine, copy the both the WWN address, send it to the storage team. Once it will take some time here for them to create a LAN and make it visible to our ESXi host. It'll take some 30 minutes to 1 hour. Okay. Once they confirm that, you go to the ESXi, rescan, and create data store. It will be again less than a minute of task.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, LUN is for only for partitions, right? If suppose I don't require any partitions, can I run this VMFS file system directly, and then can I see the virtual machines directly?
Means without creating format here, partition.
Yeah, without creating partition. If I want the complete storage without creating any partitions, so can I omit this LUN?
No, it's not possible. It will not be
Okay, at
even
least one.
visible. Even they can't make it present. To present
Okay, at
this
least.
this entire storage partition, it should
Mhm.
be LUN should be created and then only the commands will work.
So that
Without
means
LUN, the
if I
command
don't,
will not come.
yeah, if I don't want partitions, but still at least one LUN to be installed, and then we have to run on it.
Yeah, like out of 200 terabyte, if you want to
Mm,
present all 200 terabyte at the same time, right? Same LUN, as a
mm,
same LUN.
mm, mm.
It's not possible. Maximum LUN capacity is 64 terabyte only.
62.
ESX can
Okay,
read
60.
and read from maximum 64 terabyte only.
Okay, okay.
That number
Fine,
I'll
sir.
give you tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
And how many LUNs it can see? It can be seen by the host. It will be maximum 512. So that numbers I'll give maximum numbers. No, don't. Okay. Now we center is up. We'll do it again. Select the ES machine, configure tab, storage adapters, identifier. Adapter will be here. Select it. Go to properties. Here you can copy the address. Okay. Copy for the both adapters. Okay. WWN address from the both adapters and it. Once they confirm that it is presented, okay. So right click on it, storage, rescan for storage. Click on OK. Wait for the rescan task to complete. Rescan HBS completed. Rescan VMFS partitions. It's in progress. In our case, the partitions are already presented. Okay, we don't have separate team. We only presented before the class. Okay. So now tree scan completed. Again, right click, storage, new data store, select VMFS. These two options we will discuss later, NFS and VWALs. Select. Here there are the three LUNs presented from the storage array. If the LUNs are visible, then it's good. Otherwise, some step might be missed or someone did not do correctly. Okay. So if it's visible, that's fine. And somebody was asking, can I format all three at once? It's not possible. You have to format one at a time. Select LUN. Here you need to enter the data store name. How can you enter like the data store name? It should be match, like you will have some naming convention here, something like lab data store 09. And second, next one, it will be lab ds 10, lab ds 11, 12, like. So next, which version? Older version of EMFS or latest version of EMFS? So always select latest version. For some reason, if you have another ESXi host which is lower version and you want this storage partition to be visible to the both, select lower version. Like that you have to do. In most of the cases, always you have to select latest version only. Next, here that 100 GB you can allocate as a single data store, or you can create into multiple data store also. So there is 4 terabyte LAN, right? You can create 1 terabyte one LAN, 2 terabyte another LAN, another 1 terabyte another data store. 1 terabyte one data store, 2 terabyte one data store, one more 1 terabyte. You can create multiple data stores on single LAN, but it is not recommended. Okay, as per VMware or any best practices, one LAN should be one data store only. Entire LAN should be created as a single data store. It will be easy during troubleshooting. Otherwise, we're making things complex ourselves. Okay, so it will be easy if you make as a single partition. Okay. Next, finish. You don't need to select this one, by default it will be there. Okay. No. Next and finish. Create VMFS data store is in progress. If you go to data stores, as of now, you can see it. Lab DS 09. When you are creating one more data store,
Hello.
yes, please.
Sir, as you said, one data store and one LUN. So
Mm-hmm.
what if the requirement of the client is for 50 GB and we have a LUN of 100 GB?
Mm-hmm.
So can we just manage both the?
No, customer will not involve here in this case. If they will ask like for virtual machines, they may ask. We are still
Okay.
attaching it to the ESXi host only.
Mm-hmm.
So from
So
this
if the
100
customer
GB,
needs, yeah,
hmm?
if if the client needs only 50 GB of a VM and we have a data store of 100 GB, so we
Yeah, we
can
can
give a
create.
VM of 50 GB, right?
Yes. Right now we have like
Okay.
100 GB data store here, 105
Mm-hmm.
GB. And you are creating a VM, just give 50 GB only.
And we can just partition that LUN of 50 GB also, right?
No, it's not like that.
Okay.
The
So if
entire
the
LAN you
LUN is
should
100
format
GB,
as a single data store. The entire LAN you
okay.
should format as a single data store. And while
Okay.
allocating to the VMs, however you want, you allocate.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
One LAN, one data store, it's not like one VM only will be there. We can have multiple VMs on the same data store.
Okay.
Right now itself, see, this is 105 GB, right? New virtual machine. Select this 105 GB, newly created. So here, how much you want? You allocate, let's say 50 GB.
Okay.
Out of this 100 GB, it will allocate 50 GB to that VM. Remaining 50 GB
Okay.
will be still free.
Okay.
And you can create one more VM on that remaining space. Right now, see, 50 GB only free out of
Yeah,
105. You
yeah,
can create
understood.
one more. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And we created one data store, right? Now, if you want to create one more data store, right click, storage, new data store, VMFS. Select the data store and name it as lab DS. So nobody will specify you. Look here, select the ESX machine, data stores tab. Whatever the VMFS partitions formatted already, you can see here. So see, find the next available number here. Lab DS 10 is the next available number. So no one will specify you. So that you can follow based on the existing naming standards. You don't need to ask anybody. 30 GB I'm allocating as a single data store. Okay, done. Lab DS 10 is created. If you have two ESXi machines, if you want that partition to be visible to the both hosts at a time, let's say like this, connected here, and you want that LUNs to be visible to the second ESXi host as well. For this host also, they should be visible. You will share the WWN address of this host as well. Okay, they are already formatted with VMFS, right? And once they're present, this LUNs from this switches to the server. If you rescan here up to this step, it should be automatically visible to the second host as well. If you rescan, it will be visible directly. You don't need to format again. Okay. If you have second ESXi host, we'll see here itself. We have one more ESXi machine here, 241. We will add it. Adding an ESXi host to the vCenter, another ESXi host. So right now, if you go to data stores, there is only one data store now. I'll go and connect to the same storage. It will automatically visible. This is a different thing. Forget about the thing that I'm doing right now. I'm connecting to the same storage in our lab. Rescanning. I have connected to the same storage and doing a rescan here. Like these LANs which are visible 9 and 10 should be visible here as well. It's not connected then. Only. Yeah, it's visible. It took some time. So 9 and 10 visible to the second host as well, visible to the first host as well. Same data store 9 and 10 visible here. We formatted from here. We connected 241 also to the same storage and did a rescan. Automatically they are visible. Okay. And from here also, if you want, you can delete also. From select this ESXi host, data store tab, right click. We will have full permissions on this partition. If you want to place any virtual machines from here also, you can place. Okay, so that's called shared storage. Any questions now? Yes. No, we have to manually upgrade. VMFS 7. Upgrade చేయడానికి careful steps ఉన్నాయి. Like you have to move all the data to another data store using SV motion, delete and recreate with VMFS.
So VMFS 6 on data store, VMFS 7 on data store.
VMFS 7 ఉంటే ESXi 6.7 కి విజిబుల్ కాదు. So he's asking different question. We'll